We are back with episode 21. My name is Aaron.
My name is Colin.
And this is the SportsHiveShow. Woo! Dude, we are on to the NFC and AFC championship game. We just had the divisional rounds. Dude, there were some great games. 3 great games. 1 not so great.
I'd say it was still pretty great.
Yeah, well, I guess if you hate the Niners, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Niner fan, not so great. But that game was pretty much over after Shaheed took it to the house. You can tell that was it.
The smoke from the pregame fireworks were still in the air.
Yeah.
When he scored it.
Which is crazy. And that, didn't the stadium create like a little earthquake on the scale? That's how loud they got?
I believe so. And there was this video that I saw either on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, something like that. This dude that has an apartment in like one of the skyscrapers next to their field, Lumen, and like he had the perfect angle of Shaheed running it to the right side of the field. Like he was just recording the beginning, just like
that's right. I think I saw that.
And then it was just so perfect. Like you could see the smoke, you could see the people like
rising,
erupt, and like it was crazy. I wish I would have been there if I was a Seattle fan.
One day I want to see a Cardinals Seahawks game in Seattle because I know that stadium rocks. So that'd be pretty fun to go see.
I hate the Seattle teams of old, like mid 2010s and early 2010s, but now I like them. So.
Yeah. So I mean, Seattle pretty much controlled that game. Defense is on fire, offense is on fire. But the other 3 games, which one was your favorite to watch?
And that being the game. Well, I didn't watch much of the Texans and Patriots or Bills and Broncos just because I was busy during those games. But the Rams and the Bears is my favorite game.
Dude, that was probably honestly the best game of the weekend, I would say.
Yeah, I would say 4th would be Niners and Seahawks. 3rd, Texans and Patriots. 2nd, Bills and Broncos. 1st would be Rams and Bears. That would be my pecking order, just strictly because the Rams and the Bears went to overtime.
Right. No, that...
And the catch by Cole Kmet.
Yeah, no, that catch was crazy, dude. I know we were watching at the same time, but different places, obviously, because you texted us real time, and I was like, all right, he's watching, because I didn't know if you were or not, being up in the mountains and such. And it was crazy, because they had him dead to rights. He had 3 defensive linemen running at his face, and he was running backwards. And usually when that happens, you don't get to complete a pass. But you can tell, if you're watching Caleb and only Caleb on that video or on the replay, you can tell he was looking at Cole the entire time and knew exactly where he was when he threw that bomb on, I guess it would be his own 41-yard line. Hooked it. And the defensive backs for the Rams, they gave up. They
didn't like see between 2 of them. I don't even know like what happened. I don't know why people weren't paying attention.
Yeah, no, the Rams DBs were not paying attention. They gave up thinking, okay, well, we have him dead to rights on the line. Nope.
Yep. I just had this weird feeling that when he threw it up, it was going to get caught.
Me too, honestly. Me too. I was like, well, this figures.
I was like, it was like a 4th and 4 at like the Rams, like 46, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, kill him, knock him out, break him. And like, no. Touchdown. I was like, ugh. And then someone in the restaurant that I was watching the game in started like cheering and stuff. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, you suck.
Dude, but ultimately the magic died when we thought it was going to die. We both predicted the Rams were going to win this game and the magic was just going to end. It was going to be too big for Caleb and Ben Johnson. But was it too big for them? I think they played it just right. It just had mistakes at the end and ultimately couldn't win in an OT, obviously.
Yeah. Ben Johnson, they went for it on 3 4th downs. Well, more than that, but there was 3 very important 4th downs that they went for it to where they either 1 could have punted or 2 could have gotten points. And then it was either a turnover on downs or an interception.
Right.
So Ben Johnson's play calling from the Lions and like Dan Campbell is following him to Chicago, and it's going to bite him in the ass. And it did, because he could have took the points. The Bears could have won by 3 without even going to overtime.
Right, 23-20. Or 2017. Yeah. I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 20-17.
Right.
Vice versa. Without the overtime period, if the Bears had like just taken the points where they could have, but they didn't. They got greedy.
Yep, they sure did. So now with the Bears season over, not going to the Super Bowl, do you think are the Bears actually a good team? Do you fear the Bears going into the 2027 season? Or, I guess, 2026 season?
Well, 26 to 27, yeah. It just depends on the off-season movements, because I think DJ Moore was in the last year of his contract, so he might not be there anymore. And then the Packers just lost their defensive coordinator to the Dolphins. So, I mean, it just depends on the moves, player-wise. Caleb, I don't know if he's going to have his third-year slump or whatnot.
Right, that was my next question. Can Caleb Williams replicate what he did this year and going into next season? Because that's always the hardest part for new quarterbacks. Can they replicate their good year? Like CJ Stroud, awesome rookie, sucked the last 2 years.
Yes.
And does he continue to suck, or does he find out who he is? Or like Sam Darnold, sucked his entire career until he was able to get to the Vikings.
Well, Sam was in the same draft as Baker, Josh Allen, and Lamar, and he has a real shot to be the first out of that group to win a Super Bowl.
100%, and nobody would have thought that.
No.
Not 3 years ago.
Well, Sam, did he go number 1 or number 2?
I think he went number 2 or 3 because Baker went first that year, I believe.
But there was a lot of hype behind Baker and Sam, more so than Allen and Lamar. But I like Sam Darnold. Probably he's in a better system.
Oh, for sure.
And he's been playing way better the last 2 seasons than any of those other quarterbacks, I think, despite Allen getting MVP last year and who have you this year.
Right. So could Caleb Williams, going back to him, can he replicate what he did this year into next year? Because he was a good quarterback this year.
He was. I don't know if he broke the record for most passing yards for a Bears quarterback or not. I can look it up. But he did obviously substantially better than what he did.
What we thought he was going to at the beginning of the year.
And the year previous.
Right.
Like, because even I said at the beginning of the year that the Bears were going to be at the bottom of the division.
Yeah,
and
nope.
I think the order was the Packers, Lions, Vikings, and Bears. And it was the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions. So with the Lions hiring Drew Petzing as their offensive coordinator, they're going to be back at the bottom.
Yep.
I dearly hope so. The Vikings
still figuring it out.
Can make some noise, possibly, but they'll still be third. And then it's going to be a very good rivalry, I think, between Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, and then Ben Johnson and Caleb for probably the next decade. I don't see the Bears getting rid of or letting Caleb go in any way, shape, or form.
No, there's no reason to.
Nor Ben Johnson.
No.
Even though he's kind of a dickhead, he's a good coach. And then the Packers obviously just re-signed Matt LaFleur, and they're not getting rid of Jordan Love anytime soon either. So Caleb replicating this season to next season, I mean, I don't think he'll do as good, because I feel like the Bear talk was just their fourth quarter comebacks or their overtime comebacks and stuff. But he still threw a lot of interceptions and had a shitty QBR towards like the end of the year and playoffs. So I
guess time will tell. Just like with CJ Stroud, time will tell. And then speaking of CJ Stroud, let's talk about that Texans-Patriots game. So in what, two playoff games for the Texans and CJ Stroud? 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles for CJ in those 2 games. And the Texans ultimately lost 16-28. And that's the only one we got wrong. Because we predicted the Broncos were going to beat the Bills, Seahawks beat the Niners, Rams beat the Bears, but we figured the Texans defense was going to be able to beat the Patriots just because of how the Patriots played the week prior and the Super Wildcard weekend. They didn't play so hot. So I figured the Texans was going to be able to beat them, especially that defense. But ultimately not. So you got the Patriots going to the AFC Championship game. What did you think about that game? No Nico Collins for the Texans.
Yeah, and the Houston defense still had 2 fumble recoveries and an interception and 5 sacks. So, like...
They did their job.
They did their job, what they've been doing this whole year. And then CJ Stroud just played like middle school blind kid the whole...
Yeah, for real, though.
Game. 20 of 47, 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, and no fumbles, I believe. But his QBR was 28.
Yeah. Dan Orlovsky said if anybody else played for the Texans, they win this game. Is that true? Anybody else with this Texas defense that you throw in there as quarterback, starting quarterbacks, the Texans win this game against the Patriots? Do you think that's true?
Well, yeah. You just swap quarterbacks. Drake May to the Texans and CJ Stroud to the Patriots. Drake May wins that game for sure. Stafford wins that game.
Like any.
Brock Purdy wins that game. Sam Darnold wins that game. Josh Allen wins that game. Bo Nix, broken ankle and all, wins that game. Caleb Williams would even win that game.
Yeah, I'm just talking about any quarterback in the league.
Brissett would win.
Right.
Love would win.
With that defense,
Jane Daniels would win. Everybody, yeah.
I would be so fed up with like how good my defense is because it's so hard to get a great defense in this
a good
league.
Defensive coordinator.
Right. That is so hard to get these days. And then you have CJ Stroud just throwing 4 picks like he has unlimited supply of chances in a game. Like, I would be fed up. I would give him another year, maybe 2, to prove himself again. And if he doesn't, then I would seriously think about trading CJ Stroud.
It's tough because you either get rid of Stroud or D'Amico Ryan, obviously their head coach, and together they've made the playoffs 3 years in a row. 1 playoff win in all 3 years, but then lose in the second round. So, I don't know how comfortable you're going to get as an owner and a GM of the Texans.
Like, how many chances do you get?
Exactly. So you have to make the choice of whether it's D'Amico Ryan getting fired or CJ Stroud not getting an extension or getting traded.
Right.
But, he's in college, he was good. His first year, he was good.
A lot of questions surround the Texans right now. That's for sure.
Offensively.
Yes, offensively. We know their defense is great. Patriots, though, look good, 28-16. Do you think they have a real shot to beat the Bo-less Broncos this next weekend? And they play at Mile High, so they play in Denver. So can the Patriots go in, smoke the Broncos, and then make it into another Super Bowl for that franchise? This time with Drake May leading the Patriots and head coach Vrabel.
We'll see because, Jarrett Stidham, he was drafted by the Patriots in 2021 before Drake May even got there, before Mac Jones even got there. So he could be playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Maybe.
So
this kid doesn't have a lot of starts under his belt, so nobody knows what he really can do. Like, he can go out there, throw for 4 touchdowns, and disappear into the league again like Mike White for the Jets. Or he could throw for 4 interceptions like CJ Stroud. Like, one of those two is going to show up. There's not going to be an in-between. And the Patriots, they're a good team. Regardless of the path that they're taken to get to where they are now, which is the easiest path in the modern NFL era for sure, you still got to win games in the NFL.
So Stidham, he's played 20 games, attempted 197 passes, completed 117 of them. Completion percentage is a little under 60, and then yards is a little under 1,500. He's had 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. His longest passing touchdown or completion is 60 yards. and his average QBR is 78. So, with that being said, Denver's defense is going to have a lot of work to do.
Oh, for sure. There's no question about it. Now they're gonna have to, if they're gonna win these next 2 games, they have to win it with their defense. It's not gonna come from their offense, at least QB wise. Maybe their run game and their offensive line are strong and they're able to hold back the Patriots, so they can score a couple touchdowns on the ground. But to me, I think the Patriots win this game, and I don't think it's all that close. It'll be close for 3 quarters, but in the fourth quarter, I think the Patriots run away with it. And then we're seeing the Patriots again in the Super Bowl. But no Bill Belichick and no Tom Brady, obviously.
Yeah, weird. Well, because that would be the 8th time that the Patriots have been in the Super Bowl since like 1994.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, because
it's been 15 years straight that either the Patriots or the Chiefs have represented in the NFC. That's crazy.
Or the Broncos. Broncos, Chiefs, or Pats.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about the Patriots and the Chiefs because they've been to the most AFC championship games in the last 15 years than the Broncos have.
Yeah, because I believe Brady on the Pats, he won 6, obviously. He lost 2, 1 to Eli, and then 1 to Nick Foles. So then this would be their 9th appearance since you were born. So 9th Super Bowl. Like, if they were to beat the Broncos, it would be their 9th Super Bowl appearance in the last 30 years.
Which is insane.
Yeah. I kind of don't like it. But if I was a Pats fan, I would love it.
Oh, for sure.
But ultimately, I think the Patriots are probably going to win that game just because their offense is better and their defense, I feel like, could play up to the level of Denver.
At least what they need to win the game against Denver.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if Stidham, J.K. Dobbins just got activated off of IR for Broncos.
Did not know that.
So he will play for sure.
They need anybody and everybody they can get if with Bo not playing.
Yeah, because so you have Troy Franklin and then Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, who had the game of his life this last weekend, RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Jarrett Stidham. Evan Ingram is still on IR, no?
I have no idea.
Let me check, because I know he got hurt towards the end of the regular season. Yeah, no. So he had no stats last game, and the only way that he had no stats last game is if he's still hurt. But I still think Patriots offense is better than the Broncos offense. And then the Pats defense is probably number 4 out of the teams left, out of the Rams, Seahawks, and Pats and Broncos.
For sure.
But they just have to play a little bit better than the Broncos, which I think they can do it.
Are we sad that the Broncos beat the Bills?
Are we sad?
Yeah.
Not really sad because it was expected.
Did you agree with that last call there, or the controversial call in that game?
The catch to interception?
Yeah. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
I agree with the call that it was a pick because you just would have to follow through with the whole play.
Right.
And then that would also take me back real quick to, I think it was the Bears and Packers game, to where it was one of the Bears receivers against Evan Williams, a safety on the Packers. And the Bears receiver caught the ball, but Evan Williams ended up doing the same exact thing that happened in that game on Saturday. And they ruled it a catch for the receiver in the Bears and Packers game, but an interception on this one. So, in my opinion, they were both interceptions because of just the whole play. I think. I mean, do you think it was a pick?
Yeah. The only reason being is because the defender, I can't remember who picked it up for the Broncos. The defender had his arm between the ball and the player as they went down to the ground, and then he came up with it. That is the only reason why I think it was a pick. Had the other player obviously held on to the ball and the ball did not move as he hit the ground, then that's the catch by the receiver. But only because that arm was right in the middle between the ball and the player, and the ball never had the time to sit against the player's chest going down to the ground, That's why I think it's a pick. But I know Sean McDermott was pissed off because the officiating didn't look at it longer than like 3 seconds.
Well, he got fired, so.
Well, yeah, nobody cares about what he thinks now on the Bills. But I know that's why he was kind of fiery about it. Because had the Bills caught that ball, they're in field goal range, they win the game, and they move on to the AFC Championship against the Patriots. And then we're seeing Josh Allen and Drake May instead of Stidham and May.
Yeah. But, I mean, with that, though, Bo Nix is a thug.
Yes.
For, like, playing that last drive with a broken ankle.
And nobody knew about it until after the game.
No. And like,
which was really weird.
Adrenaline had to be nuts.
Right.
For him, because he was, like, after the news came out and I texted, like, you and Shannon and Dad that he was out for the season, I was watching, like, highlights of the game.
I thought you got punked when you texted that to us. I was like, no way.
No, because Schefter he tweeted it, and then I had watched the Sean Payton interview, like, almost immediately after the game. And then he was still, like, walking around, like, giving people, like, props and dapping people up.
Yeah.
On the Bills, like, after the game, walking on the field, and, like, only, like, the slightest of limps. Like, a little.
Yeah, you could barely see it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like you said, I don't think he really noticed it was broken because of the adrenaline, which makes sense to me. But you can tell also when they panned to his face when they won the game and he put his head down, like, you think that's tears of joy, but in reality, I think he knew that he did something to his ankle and that he wouldn't be playing going forward, which would suck for Bo Nix too. Like, imagine getting your team all the way through the divisionals and into the AFC Championship and not play the 2 most important games of your career. You know what I mean? That's gotta suck.
Yeah, I would be not in a good mental state.
No, I would not be in a good mood either, dude.
Jaquan McMillan was the defensive back that had that interception away from Brandon Cooks.
That's right. And then wasn't there something similar in the Rams-Bears game with Devontae Adams?
Well, Devontae had the toe-tapping catch.
Well, there was that. But then there was another one where it was almost similar to the Broncos-Bills game with the Rams and Bears. It was with Devontae and somebody else. And I can't remember exactly. There were similarities to it. One was a pick, one was a catch, obviously.
It would have had to been against, like, Jalen Johnson or, like, Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah, I think it was Brisker.
More important people in the Bears secondary. Devontae only had 2 catches. So then that means
very important catches.
That means both of them were controversial.
No, he definitely got that toe tap.
That Bears and Rams game, I didn't get to watch, like, the first, like, 2.5 quarters of it. So if it happened in that, then I missed it.
Yeah, I can't remember. I have to look at it. I didn't know if you saw it or not and what your thoughts were on it, but I know there were similarities to it. One was called a catch, one was called a pick. And I know Bills fans, they're upset because they think Brandon Cooks caught that ball, which, whatever. Fans are fans. They're a little bit biased to the rules when their team is in play.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know McDermott and fans and company were upset about officiating and that stuff for the Bills, but maybe you shouldn't have your franchise quarterback have 4 turnovers.
I agree. So, like, what now? Because, I mean, now the talk is with Josh Allen. You had no Lamar, you had no Burrow, no Mahomes, and you still couldn't get past the divisional round or get to the divisional rounds. Or, sorry, AFC Championship. And then now you fire McDermott, which is one of the longest tenured coaches in the league and probably now the best one on market. Available for head coaches. Like, who do you go out and get now? Who replaces what Sean created these last 9 years for the Bills? Because before Sean came in, the Bills franchise was poverty. They were horrendous.
The only people that I could think of that would have, like, any sort of, like, winning history would be Mike McCarthy and, like, Jason Garrett.
Maybe.
And then maybe a Raheem Morris. But Raheem Morris, it seems like he's going to go back to defensive coordinator.
Right. I don't think the Bills make playoffs next year. With whoever they grab. It doesn't matter who they grab. I don't think the Bills make playoffs.
Well, because they don't even have... Brandon Cooks isn't going to be on the team next year. There's no shot. Shakir, we'll see. Kincaid, we'll see. Knox, we'll see. James Cook will come back, most likely. We'll see. Josh Allen's going to be there.
Dawson Knox and Kincaid will be there.
That's what I said.
Oh, you said? Oh,
yeah.
Whatever.
So,
womp womp. That's my hot take. I don't think with McDermott firing, which you predicted and other people predicted, I'm still kind of shocked about, and I think it's kind of stupid, in my opinion, to get rid of a coach like that. But obviously it happened.
Your winning coaches,
dude,
probably shouldn't get rid of. Like, granted, I know, like, in my case, LaFleur, he's a winning coach. He has a lot more wins than he does losses. And, like, his losses are in very, very important games. But, like, we just extended him, so, like, yippee. There wasn't a better option
no, it's not
on the market when they extended him
right
for a head coaching job. And, like, Bill's getting rid of McDermott. The Steelers and Mike Tomlin, I don't know if that was a mutual parting ways or Tomlin going to the office saying, hey, I'm done.
Probably like both.
It could be both. And then Harbaugh getting fired by the Ravens. Like, maybe I get it just because you haven't gotten to the Super Bowl, but not a lot. There's 32 teams, believe it or not. Only 2 make Super Bowl.
Right.
So then, even to make the Super Bowl once in the last 16 years is quite the accomplishment.
See, that division, the AFC North, with all the mix-ups they're having and the failures they're having as a division in whole, because all 4 of those teams, they really suck. They're not good. They're not good football teams.
Yeah, the one coach that still has a job is the one coach that I would have fired immediately.
For sure. That's what I'm saying.
Zach Taylor on the Bengals.
Right. The Bengals are not a good team. The Steelers are not a good team. Browns are not a good team. The Ravens are not a good team. And now, they need head coaches. And I think there's just that division is going to be poverty for a long time. Long time.
Well, it's kind of like the NFC South.
Right, exactly. Exactly what I'm getting at. The AFC North is that version. It's going to be that version for the next couple of years.
But then you also got to look at the Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Patriots. The best coach in that division is still Vrabel.
Yeah, leaps and bounds.
So then that means just by default that the Patriots are going to win that division again every single year.
Yep. Patriots are back. They placed the right people in the correct places. Well, I guess Miami. No, not Miami. Sorry, I was thinking Robert Saleh last night. We went to the Dolphins, but he didn't. He went to the Titans. He's now the Titans head coach.
That's also another division that's not good except for the Jags.
Right.
One Colts if they get their shit together. But
yeah, the Colts they just had a meltdown. They're a good football team.
The worst meltdown I've seen in a long time.
Oh, for sure. 100%. There's no doubt on that. But yeah, the Jags should run away with that division, and with the Colts like right behind for the next couple of years, I think. And then honestly, I'm glad the Cardinals didn't hire Robert Saleh, because I know they were going in for second interviews before he took the Titans job yesterday, and that was like their first candidate to take the job for the Cardinals. I just don't think Robert Saleh is a good coach. I think he's a better defensive coordinator than anything.
Well, Saleh said himself that he didn't really play call as much, I guess, when he was the head coach of the Jets for that season or two. And he said he was going to take over most of the play calling for the Titans this year, or this upcoming year.
I guess we'll see if that actually has something to do with it, if he just had crappy OCs.
So then it's just a matter of if you're any other sort of offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, just any sort of coach or player, and you see the appeal in Saleh and Ward, you could go over there and help them out. We'll see how the Titans do. I don't know how good they will be, though.
I don't think it's going to be much of a change, honestly.
It just depends on their schedule. They'll probably still be... What draft pick do they have? Like number 4?
It's up there. It's the top 10.
Because I know the top 2 are the Raiders and the Jets. And then I know
it's the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals are number 3.
Yep.
Titans are 4. Yeah.
Yep.
Titans are right behind the Cardinals.
That's what I thought. So they can, theoretically, they're not going to need a quarterback, obviously, since...
Nope.
So they can essentially go wherever they want. So it just depends on what they do. But I don't know. That division is another crapshoot.
Right. Let's talk NFC Championship game, which is the game that everybody's going to tune in for. Is that the night game? Do we know if that's a night game yet?
Yeah, that's 4:30 our time, Sunday, January 20th.
Okay, cool. Still the night game.
Yep.
Which is going to be the better of the two, I think.
For sure.
And it's the Seahawks and the Rams, and that's in Seattle. Who do you think wins that game? Do we take the hot hand in Seattle with their offense, Sam Darnold, JSN, and that scary defense? Or do you take Rams, the old-timers, the more experienced guys, Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka, Sean McVay? You take those boys, go into Seattle, win in Seattle, and go to yet another Super Bowl in San Francisco?
It's tough because
It really is.
in order for the Patriots and the Rams to both win their games, even though I feel like the Rams and the Patriots have better offenses than the Broncos and Seahawks, defense wins championships. The Patriots, like I said, going to have to be a little bit better than the Broncos, and the Rams defense going to have to be a little bit better than the Seahawks. But the Rams, I don't know how many players are still there from when they won the Super Bowl against the Bengals like 3-4 years ago. But Stafford is still there. McVay is still there. So that experience at the most important spots are still there. Sam Darnold and McDonald on both their first years in Seattle might be tested.
And the first NFC Championship game.
Since they went to the Super Bowl. Well, Seattle as a whole.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm talking about Darnold and...
Yeah.
Yeah, McDonald.
Darnold
and McDonald. McDonald and Darnold.
McDonald.
Ronald McDonald.
Their most important game, for both of them.
So is it hard for you to pick a winner in this game, given the two talented teams? One of these two teams is winning the Super Bowl, is all I'm saying. Whoever comes out in the NFC, is they're winning it.
I believe the matchups this year for the Rams and Seahawks is 1-1. I think the Rams won at home and Seattle won at home.
Yeah, I think so.
Because last time they played in Seattle, Sam Darnold threw 4 or 5 picks, and they still came out on top by 3. And I remember watching that game in a Dave & Buster's before I went swing dancing. It was a Thursday night football game. It was probably 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, December 18th, Seattle won by 1. 38-37.
Yep. And then before that was obviously earlier in the year, and the Rams won.
November 16th, 21-19, Rams.
Yep. So 1-1.
So
kind of like the Bears and Packers when they played. They're 1-1.
Yeah, nobody cares about the Bears and Packers anymore. They're not in the playoffs.
Eat shit, dickhead. But I like the away teams. I like the Pats and Rams.
I'm thinking it's going to be the Patriots and Rams as well. And I think the Rams are still going to win. I picked the Rams starting the playoffs. I'll stick it to it.
That's obviously that matchup in the past has been the most boring Super Bowl that I've ever watched.
Yep.
In the last 27 years of living. That was 13-9 or something. It was all field goals.
Something like that, yeah. So I think Rams win. They go to the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford wins MVP. And then he wins the Super Bowl. He wins Super Bowl MVP. And then homie retires. Done. Now the Rams are looking to get a quarterback. No, I'm just kidding. No, they have Stetson Bennett in other teams, so they'll just roll with him. But I think that's what's going to happen. That's just me. Or they pick up a quarterback at number 32. Who knows? Unless they trade away their first round pick that I don't know about.
We'll see. I don't know. Stetson Bennett's not going to replace Stafford. Or Jimmy Garoppolo's not going to replace Stafford either.
Yeah, no. Obviously not. But now let's move on to head coaches. So what are the teams that needed head coaches and have head coaches right now?
Ooh, I just saw this.
I think there was a picture
by Mr. Adam Schefter.
Who are all the teams that have head coaches? There's been a lot of OC moves, like Mike McDaniel tonight was hired to be the Chargers offensive coordinator. So him and Harbaugh together in LA.
I like that.
I like that too, dude. Hence my voice. I like that move. I think he's a great OC. I think he's going to do some damage with that squad. But ultimately, they're going to choke in the playoffs again. But they're going to be a great regular season team to watch. in my opinion. And then the Cardinals not having Drew Petzing anymore, going to the Lions. Now the Lions OC, which we mentioned earlier, is amazing. I am super happy. So that means we need a new head coach and an OC and a quarterback.
So that surprise I was talking to you about earlier.
Oh, that's right. Am I going to be surprised?
Something that I know that you don't.
It's what?
Is that
you have insider knowledge?
The Packers were looking at for their defensive coordinator.
Oh, I saw that.
Was Jonathan Gannon.
Yes, sir. I did see that.
Okay.
I was wondering if that was what you thought.
Yep. That's the only thing that I would care about that would keep it hush-hush. And the only spot that the Packers coaching staff needs to be filled out. And special teams coordinator. Which is crazy because Rich Bisaccia for his special teams is not fired yet. He's still there. So
that's crazy.
I don't like that.
No, I think there's obviously a lot of coordinators that can only be coordinators, can't be head coaches. JG's one of those. He did not have a great 3 years here in Arizona at all.
I just don't know how I would feel about him being a defensive coordinator for...
He was great with the Eagles, dude.
Yeah, who was... Oh, man.
Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon were the coordinators when the Eagles won the Super Bowl last.
People... They were also looking at the defensive coordinator for the Broncos right now.
Lance Joseph.
What's that? Or who's the DC for the Eagles currently?
That I don't know off the top of my head. But I probably remember once I look it up here.
Vic Fangio. So we're talking about Fangio, I think, if he were to leave the Eagles, possibly going to the Packers, but I don't know. Also, Raheem Morris is supposed to get an interview for the Packers, but then also an interview for the Cowboys. So, I don't know.
All these players are interviewing, and they're just going to take whoever's going to offer them the best.
All these coaches are taking interviews.
Yes.
Players, yes. But...
So, the Titans head coach is filled. Robert Saleh took that last night. And then you have John Harbaugh, who went to the Giants to coach those guys, which I think that's going to be a scary team. I think the Giants eventually, maybe not next year, I'm talking like year 2 or 3 with Harbaugh, can win that division. I believe that.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that squad's doing anything with him at all. They'll give him 3 years and they're going to fire him. Who else? Who are the other teams?
So
was it just those 3 teams that got head coaches in the last?
The Dolphins got Jeff Halfley.
That's right. The Dolphins took
from.
Yep.
Yeah.
That news dropped right before Saleh did.
And then the Dolphins also got our GM.
Oh, look at that.
So, and then they're probably going to sign Malik Willis while they're at it.
No.
Our backup quarterback.
I need the Cardinals to pick up Malik.
To be their starter. Shoot, if Malik gets signed by the Cardinals, we could watch him.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll be cool with that.
That's what I'm hoping.
I mean.
But yeah, our situation here in Arizona blows. So it's not going to be, we're not going to get a veteran coach out here. It's going to be a coordinator to coach, head coach situation is what I think.
So there's 6 teams left to need a head coach. And
what are they?
The Raiders, Cardinals, Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Bills. And the most appealing is probably the opposite of what I just said, which is Bills would be number 1. And then Steelers would probably be number 2.
For sure.
And then the Ravens would be number 3. The Browns number 4. The Cardinals number 5. Well, I'd probably switch that, actually. The Cardinals number 4. The Browns number 5. And the Raiders number 6.
Well, the Raiders head coaching position is... It looks nice having the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Because you're getting Mendoza.
And Genty and Bowers. And
you're in Vegas.
And you have Trey Tucker in Vegas. But, I don't know, in the same division as Mahomes and Herbert and Knicks.
Right.
With Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Harbaugh.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a hard division. And that's one reason why nobody wants to come to the AFC West. Because of the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners.
That'd be the NFC West.
Yeah, sorry. NFC West. Sorry, it's late. My brain hurts.
I get it.
But yeah, I think that's one reason why people or coaches don't want to come here to coach. So I think it's going to be an offensive coordinator from one of these squads that comes in first-time head coach, like JG. I think that's what it's going to be. Because we're not going to get Sean McDermott. Not happening.
I mean,
I think he stays the East Coast. Like you said, Ravens or Steelers are going to pick him up. I think.
Ravens with McDermott, I think, would be good.
He's going to get picked up within a week, for sure. I'm surprised no news dropped today about him getting 10 phone calls. And then, dude, did you watch any of the national championship game yesterday?
I did not watch it, but I kept up with it. I do know that there was a little bit of a scuffle at the end of it.
And some Miami player punched some Indiana player, something like that. But I did say at the beginning of the CFP that Indiana was going to win everything. And I'm glad Indiana did win because, I mean, after the state of Indiana needed a win, after the Colts went from 8-1 to 9 in the playoffs, they needed a win in that state. And there you go.
So, Indiana beat in their last four games Miami, Oregon, Alabama, and Ohio State.
Yes, sir. 16-0.
By a combined points of 134 to 56. That's pretty good.
Dude, they're an amazing squad. Kurt Cignetti, have you seen his resume since he started coaching collegiate?
Mm-mm.
He was... I had to look it up because I was curious. Because obviously he went 16-0 this year and didn't lose a game. He coached at JMU for... let me look up the picture. I took a screenshot. I know I did.
And Indiana's record since 2021, that season they went 2-10. 2022 they went 4-8. 23 they went 3-9. 24 they went 11-2. 25 they went 16-0.
Yes. Thank you for taking my thunder.
Oh, sorry.
But exactly what I was going to say.
You could say it slower because people probably didn't pay attention.
No, you're good. But, dude, he's only lost 6 games in 4 years. So he's like, 40...
Was he the head coach at Indiana the whole time?
No, just his last 2 years.
Okay, so I had said Indiana's record as a whole within the last 5 seasons.
Oh, gotcha. So, no, in 2022 and 2023... he was a head coach for James Madison University, JMU. And in 2022, JMU went 8-3. 23, 11-1, which that math doesn't math. 2024 in Indiana, 11-2. And 2025, Indiana 16-0.
Well, 8-3 and 11-1 does if you made it a game further.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Which is now he's the GOAT of college football right now.
Well, there's not a lot of long tenured coaches anymore that we know. Not like Urban Meyer's gone, Nick Saban's gone.
Right, no, I'm just talking like this. He's only coached in the collegiate level for 4 years. I tried looking back past that to see if he like coordinated, but I couldn't find any history of him. Like he was a ghost, which is crazy. But he knows ball, and he did it with like 3-star recruits, 4-star recruits, nothing like Oregon or Ohio State or Alabama have. When all they have is 4- and 5-star recruits. But did you see that play on social? If you didn't watch the game of Mendoza, that Superman dive touchdown.
I don't know if I did or not. I could have just swept past it.
Dude, that play was crazy. It was a 4th and 4.
This was probably the wrong weekend to be out of town.
Oh, for sure.
Not
for football.
To not look at anything sports related until it was almost too late.
The divisional round and the Natty, that's all.
Yeah, I'll be here for the championship and Super Bowl though.
But look up that play.
Ooh, I just watched it.
Dude, that's amazing.
That quick.
It was a 4th and 4.
From like their 13-yard line.
Yeah.
That's nice. Did you know that his brother was on the same team?
Yeah. He was a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but then now he's going into the portal.
Yes.
And Mendoza's dad doesn't stand up and celebrate because of his mom having
mess.
Yes.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
But yeah, no, his brother does not want to live in the shadow of his brother.
I sure wouldn't.
No.
It's impossible to go 16-0 in a school and you're going to be the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. So he wants... I don't blame him for entering the portal after the season that they just had. He's a national champion. Now he has to go make a name for himself somewhere else.
Yeah, you can't. That would be sick, though.
Yeah.
Too. If he plays not as good as Fernando, but good enough to also be like top 10, and then also play against each other in the NFL, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. The draft. So Dante Moore has decided to go back to school because he was going to be the number 2 quarterback taken in the draft.
To the Jets.
Probably was going to be his destination because Fernando is going to the Raiders. That's a given. But now he withdrew his NFL draft and decided to stay in school with the Ducks. So now that moves the draft around. And I'm here to ask, do the Cardinals really go quarterback this year?
No.
With what is in the draft this year, there's not besides Mendoza, there's not another quarterback that would be good enough, I think.
One then Beck is still going back to Miami, yeah?
I don't think he's declared for the draft yet.
That would probably
but I don't think he's
the only other quarterback I would even remotely go after.
Right.
Even though he seems to not play good in kind of important games.
Exactly. And then Ty Simpson, I think he's going into the draft. And then, yeah, you have your Carson Beck.
What, ASU receiver?
No, Ty Simpson is he's the quarterback for Alabama. And who's then Chambliss, I believe that's how you say his name, was the quarterback for Ole Miss.
Who's the ASU receiver that's, good? That should be, top?
Jordan Tyson.
You could go him.
Right.
Because then if you could go him and then, hope to, still be in, the top 15 for the next year and get, a Carson Beck or somebody else, I wouldn't go quarterback because Jacoby, he played good enough, but it's also the defense and Pensing to not do good. Was Pensing the offensive coordinator, huh?
Yeah.
Who's the DC?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, my goodness. Why can I not remember this?
Brain fart.
Yep.
But
oh, my gosh.
I wouldn't go quarterback if I was the Cardinals. You could draft the kid out of ASU or a Jeremiah Love because Jeremiah Love is projected to go to the Chiefs, and the running back position is the one position that the Chiefs' offense is lacking, and I would prefer that he does not go there.
Nick Rallis. Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm retarded.
So,
my gosh.
I don't know.
Because right now in the mock drafts with Dante Moore not going,
it messes everything up.
It does. Because now the Jets are mocked to pick up the linebacker Reese from Ohio State. And then we're predicted to pick up a lineman from Utah. Not Fano, but the other guy that's on the line. Which I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals do go offensive line. Because they're not going quarterback, they're going offensive line.
I don't like offensive linemen in the first round.
I agree with that.
I think I said this a few weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again, just because we wasted a first-round pick on Jordan Morgan. I can't remember what school he came out of, but he was the year after Love, I believe. And, the year we drafted him, he played 3 games out of 17. So I was like, oh, my goodness. So, you offensive linemen, dime a dozen. It seems like offensive linemen are the most interchangeable people because they always get hurt or they always get, not necessarily traded, but they always sign with different teams. So,
So do you think Cardinals go running back?
That's what I would do.
Jeremiah Love?
If I was the owner. Yeah, Jeremiah Love is probably the best running back available.
Yeah.
So, James Conner is still hurt. He won't be able to play until, at least week 5 or week 6, possibly.
Yep.
DeMercado's not good enough. Michael Carter's probably not going to be on the team. Trey Benton is also not good enough and also hurt. So then that's 4 running backs right there. Who else are you going to get, free agency-wise?
So what I think is going to happen is we're going to stick with having Brissett and Kyler for another year, which I don't think anybody wants Kyler's contract and wants to eat that money unless somebody's very, very desperate for a quarterback, which could happen because this draft is a quarterback heavy. So a trade could happen, and hopefully it does. But I think what ends up happening is we have Brissett and we have Kyler going into next year. And at the number 3 pick, we either pick up an offensive lineman, because that's what the Cardinals like to do, or they trade back. for more draft capital and maybe some players. But I think that's what's going to happen. Regardless of what Arizona Cardinal fans want, which is obviously a big-time offensive player, whether that's a quarterback, which I just don't see it with the depth chart that the collegiate players are coming in with, or a running back and Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love is pretty much the only one that's going to be good enough. So I think those are the one or two things that are going to happen.
Do you think that the Cardinals could trade Kyler for another first-round pick this year?
It's possible. Like, if the Jets really, really want a quarterback, we could take the number 2 and trade Kyler for it. So, but they would have to eat that money, though.
I'll just go through the top 28 real quick. Raiders number 1. They're not going to trade with the Cardinals. Jets number 2. They're not going to trade with the Cardinals. Cardinals can't trade with themselves at number 3. Titans have Ward. Giants have Dart. The Browns have Shadur and Gabriel, so they're going to have to make a choice. Commanders at 7 have Daniels. Saints have Shao. Chiefs have Mahomes. Bengals have Burrow. Dolphins have Tua. So that's iffy
because
Murray was kind of linked to the Dolphins just because it's the team that kind of needs a quarterback.
But the Dolphins just drafted Quinn Ewers from Texas.
Yeah, but I mean,
throw him in there. Like, what's to lose at this point? That team already blows. Throw him in there and see what he's made of.
And then, I mean, Tyreek Hill was also, I think, on his last year of the contract with the Dolphins. So then, I mean, and then Achane, I think, is in his 3rd season, I believe. So, I mean, like, maybe that's the first, like, possible team that the Cardinals could trade Murray to. Then you have the Cowboys and Prescott, the Rams and Stafford. But if Stafford retires, you could trade Murray to the Cardinals for pick number 13.
Nope.
Trade Murray to the Rams, not the Cardinals. I'm stupid. Sorry.
I know what you meant, but nope.
Ravens at 14, Bucks at 15, Jets at 16 again because of the Sauce Gardner trade earlier in the year. Lions at 17, Vikings at 18, Panthers at 19, Cowboys again from the from the Packers at pick 20. Steelers, you could trade Kyler Murray to the Steelers at pick 21. So you can possibly get 2 positions that you need out of running back. And
in the first round?
In the first round, you get pick number 3, pick 21. You send Kyler Murray straight up for pick 21 of the draft to the Steelers. So you have number 3, number 21. You get Jeremiah Love at number 20 or at number 3, and then what have you at pick 21?
Probably an offensive lineman
or wide receiver. So
it's gonna be an OL for sure.
It seems like linemen are very heavy in the first round. I don't
get it. I don't, but it is what it is. But I guess it just depends on who you're protecting too. We're gonna need linemen if we're really, really trying to protect Kyler Murray. We're gonna need really good position. That's what I'm saying. Start Brissett and get him more weapons, because Marvin Harrison Jr. was not a weapon, and Michael Wilson was only discovered because Marvin Harrison Jr. had injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know Michael Wilson is our WR1 for sure.
And McBride had
the best tight end season
for Cardinals history and arguably NFL history outside of like probably Gonzalez and Gates and Gronkowski and Kelsey and stuff.
A lot to figure out for the Cardinals. But, dude, football season is wrapping up. What are we going to talk about after football season? What's around the corner?
Basketball.
Oh, okay, I guess we can talk basketball.
I guess. Oh,
dude, the Suns are 10 games above 500. We're 27-17. And we got Jalen Green back tonight, too.
How'd he do? Do you know what he did?
I think he did like 12 points. I don't think he played like a full-length game he usually would play, just because he's the first game back from injury. So I think they cut his minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But I know they did win by 6.
They beat the Sixers.
Yeah, 116-110, I think, or 112.
Mm-hmm. Well, he wasn't a stat leader, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he might not. Maybe he was like 12 minutes and 3 points or something like that.
12 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Okay.
As expected, leading Booker at 27, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. And then besides that was Grayson Allen at 16, 5-6. Jordan Goodwin, who the Lakers let go, which I'm upset about. Who he's a good role player, had 16, 5-2. But they won by 6. And Luka Doncic, who is the leading all-star vote getter across the whole league. Mind you, the Lakers beat the Nuggets tonight, 115-107. And Doncic had 38 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists.
If he stays healthy, he's going to be the league MVP. If he stays healthy,
I feel like
he's the league MVP.
It would be between him and Shea and Jokic, and it's a lot.
But the Joker's hurt.
It's a lot of biasness towards Shea and Jokic all the time.
Well, yeah, no, I mean the league bought into Shea for sure. There's no doubt on that.
And it pisses me off.
I know it's stupid, but Luka Doncic is going to be league MVP if he stays healthy and he plays his games moving forward. Obviously, the fans love him regardless.
Points per game, he's averaging 33.5.
Yeah, every single game, that makes sense because every single game that I see, he's in the 30s or 40s.
And then Shea and Tyrese Maxey are... Shea's averaging 31.8. Maxey's averaging 30 on the dot.
Wow.
But
where are the Lakers at? What's their record? Suns are 27-17. I wonder if we jumped them yet.
You did, because you've played 3 more games than the Lakers have, which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. That's too much of a spread there.
So, okay. It updated. It wasn't refreshed yet. So, the Lakers at seed 5 are 26-16. The Suns are 27-17. So, the Suns have still played 2 more games, but they're still seed 6. So, right now, the Thunder would play the Warriors, the Spurs would play the Timberwolves, the Nuggets would play the Suns, and the Rockets would play the Lakers.
Ooh. I like that. This probably was going to be.
Probably, yeah, no, the Blazers aren't going to make any noise. Clippers, no. Grizzlies, no. Mavericks, no. Who are also going to trade Anthony Davis.
If I was a Dallas Maverick fan, dude, I would be so mad right now.
Oh, I love it.
So mad.
And, you traded away Luka Doncic for maybe, 25 good games of Anthony Davis.
And then his career's done with Dallas.
Trade him away.
Yeah.
What I would love so much is if the Lakers traded for AD back. So then it's AD, Reeves, Luka, LeBron, and what have you at that.
What if that was the plan the whole time?
Oh, I'd love it. Oh, it would be wonderful. And Ayton. So Ayton, number 5. Ayton, that brother.
Needs to learn to play basketball.
No, he played lights out the other night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I know there was a couple games where he was sucking.
I don't even know what game it was, but.
What was his stat line? If you can remember.
I was gone. I have to look it up real quick. I think it was Saturday night. No, they lost Saturday night.
Do you have a life outside of sports? Like, what's going on?
A little bit. A little bit of a life.
Because usually you're on top of it. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh, what was the game, dude?
Apparently it wasn't that impressionable on your mind.
He did really good because he was...
Not good enough for you to remember.
Shit. He did not do good tonight, I'll tell you that. He was 2 of 5. He had 4 points, 8 rebounds, and that was it.
See, that's the games that LeBron's like, yo, bro, you're getting traded tomorrow. Because I am the GM owner of player of the Lakers. I'm a player, head coach, GM, and the owner of the Lakers. So what I say matters, and you about to go.
I don't even know, it's not popping up for some reason, because...
Do you remember what the stat line was, vaguely? Was it 32, 10, and 9 or something?
It was 25 and 15.
So a double-double at least? Was he almost there with a triple-double? Did he almost get that triple cheeseburger? That 4x4 you always get at In-N-Out?
Shoot. Delicious, by the way. Here it is. So he had 25 points. He was 10 for 10.
From what? The bench?
No, he was a starter.
Warming up all them seats?
The Lakers beat the Raptors 110-93, and this was on Sunday.
Gotcha.
He had 25. Luka had 25. Braun had 24. So Ayton, 10 for 10, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist. So he was not close to a triple-double at all.
No.
But I think when Ayton scores over 20 and over 10 rebounds, the Lakers are undefeated so far this year.
We're going to get that boy to score some points and get some rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. And then we got baseball. Pitchers to catchers report, I think, in a month. Maybe a little less than a month.
Talking about that Diamondbacks trade that happened because...
I'm getting there. But, yeah, no, the Dodgers getting Tucker, paying gobs of money, as they always do. I think it was a 4-year, $240 million. And just to show similarities, I think it was, I think a player on the Blue Jays, I can't remember his name, got a 10-year $340. So, like, the Dodgers are changing the system, changing how owners and MLB players think about contracts. So this is getting out of hand. I think there was $2.1 billion that the Dodgers have in contracted money in the last 2 years alone. And mind you, that started after the 2023 season when the Diamondbacks swept them in the wild card round. So guess what? It's the Diamondbacks' fault that the Dodgers have spent $2.1 billion in contracted money. And then they're probably going to end up with Scuball from the Tigers, who is the best pitcher in the league by far.
You talking about the Dodgers and them?
Yeah.
Dodgers don't need pitchers.
They don't need a lot of players, and yet they get them. Because right now players are like, well, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, well, Los Angeles, Southern California.
Whatever. Stupid. But anyways, the Diamondbacks traded away, I can't remember. It was...
Christian what?
Something Martinez. It wasn't
Martinez.
Yeah. It wasn't Justin Martinez because that's our closer that we should never get rid of. And then some cash, I think, for Nolan Otto, who we've been trying to get to play third base for the Diamondbacks for years. From the
Jack
Rockies.
Martinez.
Yeah, Jack Martinez. That makes sense. But now we have Nolan playing third base. So the Diamondbacks ownership did a great thing. They made that trade to fill seats so we can go 500 and miss playoffs by 3 games.
Again.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Because they're keeping us in line and in check, making sure we fill them seats, buy those season passes, And that is Arizona baseball, my guy. The hope and the dream is always alive, and then it dies
very quickly.
And now we need a first baseman, and it's looking like we're gonna get Goldschmidt back to play for a year or 2.
I was sarcastically gonna say that.
No, legit. It's looking like in the next week or so we'll probably end up signing Goldie.
Well, because Goldie was here, like you guys drafted him, no?
Yeah, no, he came up as a Diamondback, and then back
left.
In 18, I think it was 2018, they got rid of him or didn't want to sign him because he wanted big money. And we had Christian Walker on the back seat burner, who played amazingly for the Diamondbacks for the last 7 years. Well, he didn't play for the Diamondbacks last year. He was an Astro. But then the Goldie was bouncing around. He went to the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals, and then went to the Yankees for a year for a 1-year, $12 million deal. And now he's a free agent. And now the Diamondbacks are close to signing him back, which I wouldn't mind. He's still a great player. Yeah, he's going to be good defensively.
This will be his 15th season.
Right. I don't think we're going to get a lot of pop off his bat, but we're going to get that defensive first baseman that we need because we have other players that can have their bats go off.
Yeah, I mean, every single team in every single sport needs their vets.
Yep.
And he's Diamondbacks from 11 to 18, Cardinals from 19 to 24, the Yankees 2025, and that was it.
Yeah. He only played 1 year.
So now
he was purely a rental for that team.
A free agent, which is crazy because I remember going to a game here like around the time you and the missus moved here and Goldschmidt was
back in 2015,
cream of the crop.
2016. Yep.
Cream of the crop.
He was. And that's why Arizona didn't pay him the big money that St. Louis did. Because we don't pay players big, gigantic money. Position players.
But it makes feeling better. St. Louis didn't win anything for those 5 years.
Nope. They suck.
So, nor did the Yankees.
I'm so excited for baseball season. I'm thinking about going to the opener. I just love baseball out here, dude. It's just so much fun. There's no rush to it. It's just chill vibes.
It's weird to, like, be here and, like, be so close to, like, the Suns and the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks.
Which we are going to
Mercury, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, we are going. Yeah, we are going to a Suns and Lakers game at the end of February with our respected ladies.
Yes,
we are.
Whether
nosebleeders, baby, but we going.
Like it or not, nosebleeders, mind you, for around $150 to $200.
Yep.
And they are both going.
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
February
cha-ching.
26th. I believe it is a Thursday.
7 p.m.
Yes.
Yep. And then we are going to go to the home opener for the Diamondbacks. I do not know their schedule, but
The
we're gonna
MLB
go
doesn't probably know the schedule yet.
No, it's out. I just don't know what it is. There's 182 games. There's a lot of baseball to be played, but I'm excited for it. All right, dude. Got anything else to talk about before we wrap this up?
Ooh, just real quick.
Better be fast.
The All-Star starters, I believe, for the West Side are Luka Doncic for the NBA, obviously. Luka, Shea, Steph, Jokic.
Is he playing? Why are you still hurt?
Brother got voted, so it don't matter. But I believe the format is World versus USA, so it's not.
Do you like the All-Star games in any format, in any professional sports? NFL, baseball, NBA? I don't think too many people care anymore because most of these teams are super teams anyways. And that's the only reason why you went and watch the All-Star teams. Because you're seeing all these good players from these teams come together, to make 2 super teams. But now there's super teams everywhere, in every league. And then you take out the hating from football, boring, but I get it. And then the NBA, they're always trying to do something new, different, bring comedians to host. I
haven't watched too much of MLB All-Star Weekend.
The home run derby is pretty much the only thing that's exciting. That's it. The game itself blows.
Like Aaron Judge actually wins it.
Yeah, last year was, I think, Vladdy won it. Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
I believe he did win it.
And then, football is just a joke now when it comes to Pro Bowl.
Really what they should do, which has been talked about for the last, decade, is to have the 2 worst teams in the league fight for the number 1 pick. Yeah.
Shoot.
So it'd be like the Jets and the Raiders. You have to win the game to get the first pick, not lose the game to get the first pick.
Or the Cardinals.
Sure. You can make it a little tournament if you really wanted to.
Of the 4 worst teams.
Right.
There you go. And then,
that would be exciting to watch. People will watch that.
Even the NBA players wanted a one-on-one tournament.
That would be fun, too.
Instead of,
an actual game.
Like a 12-on-12 game, what have you. And, I don't know. The Pro Bowl for the NFL is kind of weak sauce.
It is. It blows. Stupid.
As opposed to what, obviously Dad and Uncle Webbs grew up watching, what we grew up watching as to now.
The last Pro Bowl that I liked watching was when the teams had the same uniform, but they wore their helmets.
Yeah. So I think it was.
I think that was the last one.
The year that Kobe died.
Yeah.
Kobe died, and they played the first game in Hawaii, I believe. Everybody had their individual helmets on,
which is cool to see.
But then the same uniforms. And then Jeff Saturday.
Yep, Peyton Manning.
Yep. He was on the NFC side, but he came to the AFC side to line up with Peyton Manning for the
that was the last one. That was the last good Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Which, nostalgia.
Yeah.
And all Pro Bowls suck for the NFL from
Nobody tunes in to play or to watch flag football.
Nobody wants to watch that.
No.
If I wanted to watch flag football, I would have your sons or Kelsey's sons sign up for it.
Right. It'd be more interesting to go watch kids locally go play flag football.
Kids that you have an attachment to.
Right.
Instead of 20 to 40-year-old men.
Yeah.
But real quick, I don't know if you saw this. NBA All-Stars for the West Side. Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama.
Victor.
Stacked side, mind you, on the West. East side, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, Jaylen Brown, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, what are we even doing? Like, the West side is going to murder them.
If it was West versus East, which I believe it's USA versus World, which
I don't know what that means.
Which would mean that it's Luka Doncic versus Luka, SGA, Giannis, Jokic, and Wembanyama versus A. Brunson, Steph Curry, Maxey, Cunningham, and Brown. If it was USA versus World,
that's kind of retarded.
Which means
that's retarded.
That the world would just sweep the USA.
That's crazy.
But they were talking about a one-on-one tournament, but we'll see.
No, the one-on-one tournament needs to happen. That's going to gain viewers for sure.
Like a one-on-one to like 11, and it would go so quick.
Right, and have a tournament doing that. Boom, 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 boom. And you
like you just
semifinals, then you got the final.
You get rid of the skill competition. You get rid of the 3-point competition.
Yeah, nobody watches that stuff.
You can get rid of the whole our Saturday night.
Right. Save some money, do the one-on-one tournament. Boom. Like, even the dunk contest is boring.
Yeah, there is.
Like, how many dunks can you create that's going to wow the people, you know?
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of good ones since like 2016.
For sure.
It's been a decade.
Yeah. They're getting boring. They need to keep us up to date, because when people say All-Star, I'm like, oh, well, free weekend. Like, okay. Don't matter. I'll see some highlights on Instagram.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, I don't know why you would change things up of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the last good weekend for the NBA was 2016.
Makes sense.
And that was Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon in the dunk competition.
Right.
Dunk competition, and then the All-Star game was Kobe Bryant's last All-Star game.
Oh, sad day.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in for the 21st episode of the Sports Hive Show. If you guys can go ahead and tell your friends and family about us, share us on your social media, whether that's using Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Go ahead and leave a like and a review if you so please. But until then, enjoy the championship games, and we will be back next week. Yippee!